Many of you know this animal. These animals sometimes are called coyotes, and these animals, they have one weakness, and the weakness they have, they are thirsty for human blood. They really love the human blood. Now, these animals, they actually move distances just to fetch for human blood. So when someone wants to kill this animal, they dip the knife or they dip any bread into the human blood. Once they dip it there, then they are going to put that knife on a far distance. These coyotes, they can perceive the human blood from a very, very long distance, and they can walk distances just to go and find this blood and start licking it. When these animals locate the blood, when these animals locate the bread or the knife that is containing the blood, they actually start licking the knife. Now, because of the thirst they have inside for the human blood, they start licking the knife, forgetting that the knife is hurting themselves. At some point, they start licking their own blood. Okay? So they keep on doing the same things. They keep on licking the same blood, licking the same blood, and licking the same bread, not knowing that this bread is actually killing them. Okay? So at some point, it kills them. Because it had too much, because of the licking, it was too much, and the bread started penetrating now into the flesh of these animals. Okay? Why did this happen? Because these animals, they are too thirsty for human blood, so they can barely tell the difference between their own blood and the human blood. So they keep on licking the bread until the bread kills them at last. Okay? So this can be applied in so many situations in our lives. Now, when you talk about our business circles, most of the times there are so many things that we actually do that we feel they are killing our businesses. Now, because of our greedy, because of the love that we have for certain things, those things, they end up killing our businesses. Okay, somebody might be so good with fashion, like every time they want a new thing, every time they want, they want to get on a new fashion and everything, not knowing that at that particular point, business has got so many, levels. Like, there are times when the business tells you to say, this time you can't be spending anyhow. Okay, there are moments when business is not good and it's telling you to say, at this point you cannot go far beyond this point. But because of the greedy, because of that love that we have for things, we end up doing things that will aid our businesses. Okay, so one might have love for a car, but the business is not allowing him or her to actually buy a car. But because we want to fulfill our emotions, we want people to see us that they're driving, they're now having a good life, we end up killing ourselves and the business ending up to die. Okay, so if one has to buy a liability, there's always an asset and a liability. If one has to buy a car just to move with it, that car becomes a liability. Why? Because it's not bringing money in the pocket. But if someone has to buy a car and then make it work for business, that car becomes an asset. Okay, so now at the point where you just want to buy a car to fulfill your desires and everything, and most of the times our businesses tell us to say, no, this point we can't do this. But because of that greedy, and because we want people to see us, we want to act on our emotions, we end up killing our businesses. Okay, the greatest thing to do in our businesses is to reinvest the profits that we have. Okay, and never to act or make decisions using our emotions. It's very, very important that when you want to make a decision, you should make that decision not using your emotions, but using your mind. Okay, so this is what happens with these animals. Because they are too greedy, because they really want those things, they end up killing themselves. So I just want to urge you that as you are doing your business, make sure that you make informed decisions. Okay, don't make decisions that will end up killing your businesses, only just because of the bare clothes. If at all you have certain clothes and you'd love to upgrade and all that, the business will tell you to say, this time you can do that, this time you cannot do that. Okay, better you work with the profits, and most of the times reinvest the profits. The time will tell you to say, this time now you can eat me, this time now you can do whatever you want, this time you can go for a vacation, this time you can spend money anyhow you want. This will always tell you with time. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned, have so many videos to come. Bye bye.